the hokey pokey.
Yeah, you do
Turn
the hokey
yourself around.
pokey. Don't you remember? You
Move
put
with
your
the
right
microphone.
foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Left hand. What if, at the end of it all, we discover that the hokey pokey was what it was actually all about? Hey,
It's lovely.
get up here.
It's very lovely.
Give him a
Everything's
microphone.
lovely in England. Everything's lovely.
Except for that gray sky of theirs.
pedaling.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like-
No, food is lovely.
He'll sit.
The mash
Is
is
it
lovely.
lovely? Oh.
Everything is.
Oh, this kidney pie is lovely.
It's lovely.
No, there's nothing lovely about a kidney pie. Or,
I had kidney pie when I was in England.
or blood
And you
pudding.
thought it was.
Oh, and blood pudding.
so
Thought it was lovely?
What am I
disgusting.
supposed to? So I was
Gross.
visiting a friend, and we went to their parents' house for dinner, and they made kidney pie. Now, I will tell you this: my mom once made kidney pie. There wasn't kidneys in it. It was like beef, and which is probably not kidney pie then.
Which is like more of a shepherd's pie.
Exactly.
You're right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm always willing to try new things. Are we recording?
I hope so.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, right on.
I mean,
Well,
we're
tell
talking.
me the rest about the kidney
Okay.
pie.
Yeah, so I tried it. Have you ever had kidneys?
I don't like kidneys. I ordered kidneys once in France by mistake. They're called Rognon de Veau.
Yeah, I'm going to make note of that one.
you
Yeah, and that means kidneys.
Yeah, they're very gritty.
Good to know.
Well,
Did not care for them.
okay, I'm not going to try them.
I don't.
I'm not.
No.
Yikes.
British cuisine is just
There-
like that. Seems like an oxymoron.
There's no reason why you don't see British restaurants.
Right.
You know?
And you would think
True.
by now
She's
that
right.
they would have figured that out and go, "Hey, mate, why don't we start making some good food,
Do they say mate there?
mate?
Yes, I do. They say mate all the time.
bloke, mate.
You're with your mate.
what's with that?
No mate.
What's with our crappy nibbles?
Best mate.
Bollocks.
oh, this is going to be fun.
Bollocks, right. Bollocks.
Can we get us some proper food?
You know, I did when in my corporate days, I was writing an email and I wrote in the email, oh, bollocks, because I just thought it was funny. Mm-hmm. And I got a message back from IT saying, hey, we noticed that you swore in this and we need to just let you know that you can't be doing that. I'm like, wow. So bollocks is like legit.
Yeah, it is.
Another reason you're not in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Just be glad you're
Holding
not.
me back.
Be glad you're not in Australia because they use a word that it's our worst word to call a woman, and they call each other. This,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
the C word.
I do not care for
No,
the see you next
no,
Tuesday.
it's
No, women are Sheilas
See
there.
you
Every
next
woman is a
Tuesday.
Sheila.
Oh.
I never.
You didn't know
heard
that?
Yeah, they are.
In Australia, every woman is a Sheila.
Then that's a good thing.
You're every
That's
woman.
a good
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
I'm every woman
Yeah.
in
Which is-
Australia.
I'm every woman.
It's up to you.
Anything you won't know. Right.
Okay.
Let's keep-
Which that was a perfect intro because we are sitting down with Sheila Simkin, the one and only.
My
And,
mommy.
And that also goes along with Joel Comm.
That's my mom right there,
My son.
sitting here in Puerto Rico and visiting. We just had a wonderful week together on the cruise with the Palmas crew.
We did.
And she's been here all week, sitting over there on her iPad playing solitaire and
And
Candy
shopping.
Crush.
And shopping.
free play.
shopping.
Free play.
I bet you just
Okay.
kill it in solitaire.
Wasn't solitaire. Let's be exact, Joel.
Free
It's-
cell.
It's a card game. Who cares?
Free cell.
It's
No.
Because
Yeah,
no,
it's-
there's no
it's
comparison.
the
Free
same damn
cell
thing.
requires thought.
Free Cell Solitaire, though, is the full name. It's a solitaire game. You play it by yourself.
Excuse me.
Okay, I just
He's-
if we're
he's
going to
critiquing
be
me already.
correct,
Of course he is.
if we're going to be correct, I'm
We gotta
going to be
fact
more
check
correct.
this. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
the
keep
fact checker's right here. Rufus,
we keep
go
saying
check
we
on
need to
this.
hire a fact checker,
He's right
but
here.
we haven't done it yet.
No. We
No.
also don't have anybody sponsoring us. So if
Right.
you're interested, we're ready.
We're available.
and
We're available for hire.
There's so much I don't know about you. Brought to you by Free Cell.
That's fine. Or Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Or Candy Crush, right?
So this is fun because this is our second episode of Palmas peeps and the parents who made them. And so
Don't you love it?
I do.
we're going to have a chat about you and your mother and your life together.
Okay.
Aww.
How was Joel as a kid, by the way?
He woke up smiling
And singing.
and singing and talking, and that lasted until he went to bed at night. Singing, smiling, and talking.
And talking.
Is it any different now?
No.
Would he make up songs, or were there songs that he sung?
No, it would be chitty chitty bang bang.
But now I make up.
He makes up songs
chitty
all the
chitty
time.
bang bang.
Yeah. Now I make up all the songs.
The old bamboo,
Yeah. Yeah. Though I mean, you're talking about the movies that
whatever movie.
made my childhood. Right. When I think of childhood, growing up in the late 60s and early 70s as a young lad with single digits, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Mary Poppins, right, Willy Wonka. Those were the films that defined my childhood, and still to this day, like pure imagination to me is a life philosophy. And Dick Van Dyke was the best.
Oh, I love Dick Van Dyke.
Absolutely.
He's still alive.
I know.
Yes.
He's like 90 something.
He was on that show, what's it called? The mascot or the
Masked Singer?
Masked
Was
Singer.
he a masked
Oh, really?
singer?
He was. And when he
Oh, I
took
have
it
to see
off,
it.
he did like a little dance.
I have to see that.
Amazing.
We'll pull that up on the
Yeah.
YouTubes. Music is the soundtrack of our lives, and thanks to Mom, I have. I mean, she used to play Broadway records at home.
Yes,
she was
I
the one
did.
that turned me on to Broadway music, and so show tunes, jazz
He's 98.
that.
Yes.
Dick Van Dyke. 98.
He's got to stick around till at least 100. He's a treasure.
I have a soft spot for Cole Porter. And
Does he know?
no, he's dead.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
Joel, I don't know if you knew this,
I knew
but he's
that.
been dead a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, old show tunes.
Yeah, but I loved like Kiss Me Kate. I have
Ain't misbehaving.
multiple albums,
Mm-hmm.
like, play on the record player. So it's good stuff. I really enjoy that. Let's ask them a question, shall we?
Yes. For our listeners out there,
Yes.
something they may not know about Sheila because they don't know Sheila.
Oh, yes.
If
Or
you
many of
knew
them.
Unless
Sheila
they're in
like I knew
Australia and
Sheila.
everybody is a Sheila, then
Right,
they know
true.
Sheila.
But Sheila has a YouTube channel that has how many thousand?
4,000. Over
No,
4,000.
subscribers.
Oh, my
You
subscribers.
have like 60,000, don't you?
I
I
have
thought it was-
50-some thousand subscribers, and I've had over 35 million views, and it's strictly travel. Not a travel agent. I will not plan your vacation for you. It's all my opinion, and I try to give information.
This
Like,
episode
don't
brought to
do
you
this,
by
but if you still want to,
travelswithsheila.com.
go ahead, do it.
How many episodes do you have?
I have over 4,000 videos.
Wow.
Yeah, you
And
started it how many years ago?
I think it was 2015 when Joel twisted my arm and said, Mom, you've traveled everywhere. You need a channel. You have to buy a camcorder.
I did not tell you to buy a camcorder. I suggested that you start a blog and write about your travels. And then one day you came to me and you said, should I do videos of my travels? And I said, go for it. And you went, you did that on your own. Well, I said, here's what you do. You start a YouTube channel. You can shoot videos and you can start a YouTube channel. And then you bought a MacBook and you bought Final Cut Pro and you got your little tushy off to the Apple
Yes,
Store.
I did. Taught
and
myself.
yeah. I didn't like this. That was all her. The videos.
amazing.
The blog was first.
Yeah, the blog
I
was
would say
first.
the YouTube channel is 15 years.
The blog
Something
is
like-
older.
The blog is older.
Wow, 15 years.
Yeah.
That's
Something
amazing.
like that.
And and your channel is called
It's called, well, either at Sheila Simkin, Sheila Sim as in Mary, Kin as in Nellie, or Travels with Sheila.
so
And we'll have links to all that in our show
absolutely.
notes, of course.
And we are going to be checking weekly to see how many of you now subscribe to her, and we will judge you.
yeah.
Yeah. Where has been a favorite spot?
I am always asked that, and I can't come up with I can come up with a favorite country. India.
That's great. What?
India.
Oh, really?
India.
India.
Yes.
And why?
Namaste to everybody in India.
Is there a specific area that you prefer?
India is divided into states, and I think one of the most interesting states is Gujarat, because they have the only mained lines in Asia in one part.
Wow.
They have, this is just Gujarat, they have a Jain temple complex up on a hill. It's 1,500 steps up and 1,500 steps down. The priests don't stay up there at night, so they walk up and down every day. They have litter bearers who will tote you up and down if you want.
Wow.
Yeah, I walked it. And excuse me, I thought I was going to be the one who's going to cough through it.
Somebody hit the cough button in engineering, please.
And you cannot wear any leather into the compound. So you have to take off your belts, and go barefoot. And the Jain worshippers throw rice, uncooked rice, all over the place. So you walk barefoot on uncooked rice, which is not fun. It's very hard, and it hurts.
I have some data. We can get back to this. The domain travelswithsheila.com was registered on December 8th, 2005. So your first blog entry was probably late that year, I'm assuming. And then your first video was in August of 2007. So you were blogging
So I
almost
did it
2
before
years.
that.
You were blogging almost 2 years, and then it was your idea.
Shows how much I remember about what I did. Nothing.
How long did it take you to walk up 1,500 stairs?
Couple hours.
Okay. Because I have
But-
to imagine it's pretty steep, right?
No. What they did is they built the steps and everything specifically. So they're very wide, very shallow steps. And there are rest areas around it and worship trees where people hang things on them.
That's amazing.
Then you watch the extremely obese people go past you in their litter with the poor little 4 litter bearers sweating buckets. I'm waiting for them to drop on the stairs.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
so it's endlessly fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, you're walking it, but there's so much going on all around you. Then you've got your people who race up and down the stairs.
And you recorded that, right?
I recorded some of it going up. You're
Okay.
not allowed to record inside. I
Okay.
did have pictures. I don't know what I have, honestly.
I feel like I want to go look up that video after this,
Okay.
and then I'll like it.
We'll find it and we'll add
Oh,
it,
I've got more
add
interesting
it to the
videos.
show notes too. Okay.
I love your mom. She's
I do
so
too.
cool.
Yeah.
She's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And she's 83 years old.
I know. I couldn't believe that when you told me.
you know.
She doesn't look it.
No.
Wait until you see our
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, we shouldn't have. We should have played a guessing game. Hey, how old is Sheila?
Oh, well, I
we
really
should.
don't like to advertise that.
I think that just
I
makes it
think
even
it's
more
Such a
interesting.
compliment.
Well, 'cause,
Yeah, it's
oh
like
my
30.
God.
It's like 34 to 50.
Prehistoric.
No.
What does she know?
Everybody
No.
loves a
No,
grandma.
everyone would be
Yeah.
like,
All right.
"What is she doing? I need to do that."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe
That's what I think.
What's she putting in her coffee?
red wine.
That's
Are you?
No.
Is that your go-to cocktail? Like, do you like red wine?
Red wine and white wine.
Okay.
And champagne.
Not combined.
And margaritas. And mojitos.
She likes it all.
I like it.
Okay, so we have some fun questions.
oh, fun
Yes.
questions.
Go.
First question is to Sheila. I would like to hear about a time that Joel tried to be sneaky, but failed miserably. And you caught him.
It was a really good one because I was in the house.
This
looking-
must have. Is this a poopy story?
No.
Okay.
Not a
I've,
poopy
Because I've heard
story.
the poopy story.
Can it-
Okay,
Yeah,
now
not a
next
poopy
up,
story.
your
No,
story.
no. And I'm looking out the window and I see him pick up a rock and throw it at the child next door. And I come
Naughty.
flying
I know, right?
out
Wow.
into the garage. Why did you throw a rock? You could hurt somebody. I didn't do it.
Nobody saw me do it. I
No,
pulled a Bart
I
Simpson.
didn't do it. I said I was looking out the window. I saw you do it.
Saw you.
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything. This went on for a few minutes, and there was a shovel. I was in the garage. This
Somebody
is the
called
truth.
Child
I
Protective
almost, you would have
Services.
had a child. Yes, it would have been. The police would have come. My hand was trembling. I picked up the shovel, and I was trying to, like Dr. Strangelove, not to drop the arm. And he saw the shovel up, and he said, "I did it! I did it!"
So there you know.
Enough fear.
If you ever wonder, just raise a shovel and I'll confess.
Yeah. I didn't punish him. I just wanted to know the truth, and I wanted to explain to him, you cannot throw a rock at somebody. It's like you'll shoot yourself in the eye. You'll hit somebody in the eye. You can't do that.
You'll be glad to know that I do not recall ever throwing a rock, so it must have stuck.
Good.
After that, I don't remember doing that, but I also don't remember ever having thrown a rock at anybody. So you put the fear of God in me that day.
Well,
And
I think it was the raised shovel.
Yeah, still to this day, when I see shovels, I have inexplicable
cringe.
tremors.
I can understand why parents lose control, because I was so close to just cleaving his skull in half.
Aw.
I know.
And she did.
We're glad she didn't.
See, she just looks sweet. But, I mean, there's a streak in there.
There's
that
that streak inside. Don't you
She's
think
tough.
of it.
Ooh wee.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh wee. I like it.
Okay, now we need to hear the poopy story.
Okay, yes, let's hear
Which
it.
poopy story?
Oh, I don't know. It took me a while to get trained, I guess, and I would go behind the curtains and just
Oh, yes. Well, and
in
Joel.
my in my diaper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
right,
I wouldn't
right, in
just
his
leave it on the
diaper.
floor.
No, he didn't do a Rufus or anything like that. No.
doesn't
No
do that.
offense, Rufus.
Yeah, sorry, Rufus. But he knew what to do. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was doing it to torment me. We'd go eyebrow to eyebrow, nose to nose on the changing table. Why didn't you tell me? I'll tell you next time.
Did he
And
tell
then-
you next
no,
time? No.
no, never. And then one day when he was 3, almost 3, he came to me one day. I'm on the telephone. He says, I have to go poop. And I said, no, you don't. You're just fooling with mommy again. You know, he's messing up my brain. He said, no, I have to poop. And I said to my sister, Joel says he has to poop. Have to hang up. And I went to the toilet. He pooped, and that was it.
It's one of my first victories.
Yay!
Yeah, he was.
Good
he-
job,
That's
Joel.
funny.
You are no
Trained.
longer Poopy Pants.
That's
yes, exactly it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, his
It's been all
dad-
downhill from there. It's
Otherwise, he would poop in his diaper, and I'd come home like 5 hours later and I'd say to my ex-husband, "Why didn't you change his diaper?" "Oh, I didn't know he pooped." I mean, you could smell it all over the house. The diaper's swinging.
Gross.
yeah.
That's a good story.
Is it? Is it though? I really thought you were going to go there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said anything about it.
Well,
But,
they can cut out the
That's
poop.
No,
No,
we
poop
will
stays.
we're
Poop.
keeping poop.
Keep
He
the
would
poop.
Especially after the conversation with Sean and Kathy.
Oh yeah.
Was
yeah.
there
keeping-
poop?
No, there was pee.
No,
Sean-
but there was
was there poop?
poops. I mean, there was butt stuff.
Oh, there was some fun stuff. So
Ooh,
here's a question. I was thinking about this earlier because I was thinking about like my mom always cooked for us, and she had her like main dishes that we like loved, but there was always something that I did not care for that she made me eat every single time.
Oh, you just walked
you've got a
into
winner.
a gold mine.
Yes, you've
So
got a winner.
let's start with something nice. What was your favorite dish that your mom made?
Oh gosh, I don't know. You'd make me French toast or something. And, you know, I liked French toast.
I would say for me, for her, it's her twice baked potatoes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Yum.
everybody loves
Yeah,
those.
mom hit mom up
Ooh.
until my second father passed away. Mom was always the Thanksgiving hostess, and every year she would put 2 turkeys in the oven, mowing curly, you
Lot
know,
of
every
people.
year, and host a lot of people. And she would do her twice baked potatoes, and they were amazing.
Which are the biggest pain in the you know what?
Yeah.
In the what? In the butt stuff?
Let's go back to the butt stuff. Butt stuff is always good.
Okay.
I would beg to differ.
Things I wish I never heard my mother say.
Well, I gave poor Vicky too much information the other day because I said, I really have to go visit a tree. And she said, are you serious? I said, yes, I used to trek and camp. There are no toilets out there in the woods. You visit a tree.
Yeah.
And she just, I can never do that.
Yeah, it's difficult. I still struggle to this day. Well, no, I don't. Let me preface this by saying I no longer make the attempt to go outside. But back in the day, I grew up going camping all the time with my family during the summers. And sometimes it'd be like, you just have to go. And everybody else seemed to know what to do except for me. And the idea of squatting, I just couldn't grasp it. And then there was this time where I think it was like a squirrel.
really going on, but
A squirrel or a chipmunk, and it was in the tree, and I swear it was like laughing at me, and I got really nervous, and then I just held it. And so I don't do such things.
okay.
But Erin did teach me something that I never knew. I mean, she didn't like show me or anything. She just told me about this brilliant thing, because I would go swimming, and if I had to go to the bathroom, I would take my swimsuit all the way down, which always feels awkward in a public restroom, and then bring it back up. And she's like, why don't you just pull it to one side? And I'm like, that's brilliant.
Works with rompers too, ladies.
Yes, it does. That's what I did when I visited the tree.
Yeah.
You just swipe everything to one side.
So the first 38 years of my life, I was
Sorry, Becky.
swimsuit coming off.
It's funny.
So now,
Oh, yeah. Go
now
back.
we need to hear about.
She served me veal one day, and I
Veal
hated it.
cutlets.
I hated it. I don't care what kind of veal it was. It was veal, and I hated it. I hated it so much. I told her, I don't know how old I was, but I was probably 8, 7. I don't know. I was a little boy. And I said, Mom, I can never eat this again. I need you to sign a contract that says you will never make me eat veal again.
Is it because you know what it is, or is
No,
it really a taste and texture
I
thing?
just hated it. That's
Okay.
all I remember. I hated it. And so I will never make Joel eat veal again, and she signed it.
And I did.
And yeah.
Wow.
So to this day, no veal.
No
That
veal.
was nice of you.
And veal is darn expensive.
Yes, it is. So you were like,
Yeah,
okay,
I
I'm
saved
fine
you
with
money.
this.
it's like,
Here's your hot dog. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was fine with that.
Fine.
Give me
Cut 'em
mac
up.
and cheese, noodles with butter, right?
Yeah.
I was Morris the cat, finicky as could be as a child.
Mine
I'm
was-
still
He still
finicky,
is.
but
You were-
not
Yeah.
like that. Like as a child, I wouldn't eat spicy food. I didn't eat Chinese food. I wouldn't eat Mexican. If I was going to have Italian, it would be butter and not
Butter and
marinara
spaghetti.
sauce. Yeah,
Yeah.
I eat all of that. And
I was
didn't
a very
eat any
picky
salad.
eater as a kid.
no
Very
salads.
picky.
No
I
salads.
still don't like seafood, so I don't
That's a
bother with it
shame.
because if I have a choice, it's like, okay, if I'm starving and I have to eat something, fine, put some shrimp in my face or whatever. But if I can eat beef or pork
Sure.
or chicken, I'm
That's your
gonna pick
go-to.
that every time. Yeah.
Mine would have been lima beans. My mom always made me eat the lima beans, and to this
I
day,
like lima
peas.
beans.
My mother made me eat
to this day, I still can't
peas.
eat lima beans. It's a texture issue. What's yours, Erin?
What
That you were served as a kid that you could just can't.
Cream of wheat.
Oh, I'm with you.
Oh.
I couldn't.
I have a really bad. If we want to talk puke stories, but
No, I'm all set. I don't. I can handle the poop. I can't do the puke.
yeah,
Yeah.
cream of wheat.
Oh.
When I used to make cream of wheat or oatmeal, I would stand over the pot, stirring, trying not to breathe it, and doing little gagging sounds because it was just so obnoxious
I'm
to me.
fine with oatmeal, but cream of wheat is no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know why.
Ick.
Yep.
So this is a fun question for both of you.
Okay.
Do you guys have any secrets that you have never told each other?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
I
there's
mean,
a
everybody has
Yeah, there's a lot of
secrets
things
that
that-
you don't
maybe
share.
Maybe something that Joel did when he was a kid that he
Oh,
believes that
okay.
mom never found out, and
no, Mom always
I don't
found
know.
out.
You knew I did drugs in college, right?
you
knew I
did that marijuana.
No,
Oh,
I did not know it.
Oh, well,
I
she
was
does now.
oblivious.
But
Ooh.
I've told you.
Oh, you
it
told me
since.
later, so it's
I mean,
not a
did
secret.
you know
no, you
I
told
snorted
me.
cocaine.
Ooh,
Yeah, you told me
I
all that
tripped
stuff.
on LSD.
damn,
Yeah.
Joel.
I never did heroin, but I don't know. I mean, I don't do like a bunch of weird things, so
No.
I don't think there's much to hide.
No, he went to school. He never skipped school. I'm
That you
not
know
talking
of?
about college
Oh yeah,
or anything.
that's
like-
all I did in college was skip.
Right, but I'm talking when you were in grade school and things like that.
Yeah.
You went through
I was a good student.
that I knew. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I didn't skip school.
No,
I didn't
anything.
study in like high school.
But you didn't have to. That was the whole thing.
I didn't
Both
want
he
to. I
and
did-
Michael had great brains where they didn't have to study. and they
Great brains.
Great brains, and they managed to pass. So, and I didn't care.
And I didn't
As long
care
as you
about the
could
grades.
pass.
I mean, I so didn't care that when it came time to go to college, I barely squeaked into the agriculture program
Right.
at University
I
of
remember
Illinois.
that.
And then I got enough grades to move up the next semester.
Right, right. But that's what I'm saying. You never really had to
Great brains.
study. So
My mom thinks I have a great brain.
That's what we're
I
going to call this
do.
episode.
I do.
Great brains and poopy pants.
And well, no more poopy pants. We're past the poopy pants.
Thank goodness. I'm really glad you figured that
can
out.
we insert a slow clap right here?
I would like to hear about a time that you went on a family vacation and it was very memorable.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they were all
You
memorable.
go first.
Everyone
Well,
was memorable
yes.
because they were family vacations. Somebody is always starting with somebody else in the group.
Let me say this, because my dad wasn't a big like get out and go travel. If it weren't for Mom, we probably never would have gone anywhere.
No, you wouldn't
But
have.
because of her, and I don't remember this, but she can tell you, the first time I got on an airplane, I was about 2 months old.
No, you were 7 months old.
7 months old, and you took me to Jamaica.
To Jamaica.
I
Michael was
remember
2.
nothing, of course, but that's where it all began.
Right, and I fed him graham crackers all the way. I'm not one for babies screaming and crying. Babies crying, have a graham cracker, and they sit there and they slime it all over the airplane seat and all over everything, and they're happy, and they start to cry again. Have another graham cracker.
See, she traveled with us before iPads and iPhones and Game Boys. She would buy coloring books and puzzle books and entertain us the whole way
and
wherever
read
we were going.
and color, and I'd have to pick up the crayons under the seats and find things to do. Yes, absolutely. It's so easy now for people to travel with children, relatively.
Yeah.
Easier.
Yeah.
So the question was memorable vacation.
Well, they were all memorable for that reason. Either one of you, I won't name a name, standing going, why isn't my room overlooking the pool like everybody else's? Or Joel got sick on one
she
vacation.
named a name there, so it must not have been me on the first one.
No, it was not you.
And then she named names.
Yep.
She's like, and
Nope,
Joel.
not going to name names.
Haha.
But there was always something. We had grandchildren throwing up in front of the reception area. We had others throwing tantrums. If you go on a family vacation, it's never going to be all lovey-dovey and everything's good. It's like, oh, we watch my children tonight? No, because if I watch your children tonight, I've got to watch all the children tonight. Oh, Nikki's hot dog falls out of the bun as soon as he lifts it up, and he starts screaming, "Don't worry, Nikki, it's an all-inclusive. We'll get you another hot dog." There was always something going on.
So-
They used to take the whole family and
was
all the
the
kids.
whole family.
I was going to say,
Grandkids.
when I think...
How
'cause-
many people?
Yeah.
21 at the
21,
time.
something
That was
at
the
the end.
cap, right? 21 people
Wow.
on a...
I can't even imagine that with my family. Like our family was just my parents, me and my 2 sisters, and that was it. And I have like 30 some odd first cousins.
Well, these weren't first cousins.
Yeah.
These were, when we got up to that number of people, it was 5 children with mates and their children.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so we were a blended family.
Yeah.
Mom remarried, so I have a brother, and then I had 3 sisters on that side, and eventually everybody married and
9
had-
grandchildren.
had children. So it was that pack. It was the immediate family, 3 generations that would go, and she would take us on a cruise for a week. Or
I mean,
we'd go
that's
to
pretty cool, though.
Jamaica, Mexico, like
Before that, I took
skiing.
I was just going to say skiing, but that was just a few of us. I took, Joel, how old were you when you learned to ski? 10?
We went to Winter Park because we grew up. I was in Illinois, and you took us skiing when I was 10 years old. We went to Winter Park.
Okay, my ex-husband never wanted to do anything as Joel told you. So every year I'd say, what if we go skiing? And he'd go, oh, maybe next year. till finally I said, what if I just take the two boys and we go out there and we learn how to ski? Well, they loved it. I hated it. And I thought, well, I'll give it one more year and see how it goes. So the next year we went back, and I did love it because I didn't have Attila the Hun as a ski instructor terrifying me. And then later on, we included with my husband, Sonny. I said, Sonny, do you know how to ski? No, but I'd love to. So then it was Michael, Joel, the three girls, and Sonny. And then, and then later on, as we went on in life, it was, oh, okay, grandchildren have to learn how to ski. So we would take each older group by themselves.
Up until my 30s, I never saw Colorado in the summer, only in the winter.
Right.
And then when I saw it in the summer, eventually ended up moving there because
Do you still ski?
no. By the time I hit 50, I was like, I made it to 50 without breaking a single bone. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm tapping out right here. I'm not even going to, I'm
Yeah.
done. I made it. I'm good.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. Achievement. Level up.
Very nice. And you're about to level up again.
Yeah, I'm going to level up to 60 here soon.
Level 6.
Refer to episode 1 for more on that.
Yes.
Okay, Joel, what is the most embarrassing thing that Sheila ever did in front of your friends?
Ooh-wee.
I don't know that I can think of anything.
No, I can't either.
Nothing comes to mind. She was great. Like, she would throw us birthday parties and invite all our friends, like, every year without fail. She would do a little theme and have a little, if it was a bowling alley or, games in the backyard. And she just was a great mom. I mean, there's just nothing,
Thank you.
Aw.
nothing embarrassing I can think of.
Nothing I can think of either. I never would call my children stupid.
Not in front of our faces, anyway.
No, never. That's not necessary. And I tried very hard to not embarrass to this day. There's no reason to embarrass anybody.
Did Joel ever embarrass you? Did he ever do anything or say anything?
Just between us, he'd pick on me.
Well, I mean,
I tease him about that because Joel has my Joel and I are very similar in personality.
Very similar. So I was actually thinking the other day, I'll embarrass you right now.
Okay.
That I have, if I ever do a stand-up comedy routine, you're in it.
Oh,
Okay.
so am I, Sheila. So am
Oh,
I.
she's very much in it.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of bits on her, but that's another episode. But for you will plan these extravagant vacations, spend 5 figures,
Right.
nice 5 figures to
Right.
go somewhere.
Right.
And you'll, like right now, you'll do that and you'll sit on a cruise ship and you'll play on your iPad and pay Candy Crush and you refuse to pay $1.99
You're right.
to
You're
unlock.
absolutely
So there's
right.
no
To unlock.
advertisements. Make it make sense. I cannot.
I'm actually surprised you haven't just taken her iPad and
I
done
thought
it.
about it. I thought about it. The problem is it's connected to her account, so we
Right.
need her
Oh, right.
password or fingerprint to do it. But I thought about
she's
sending
sleeping.
her. I thought about
No, she's
sending her
sleeping.
a
I just put my thumb on
$1.99 gift card.
Well, the thing is, I know if I don't play it for a couple days, they throw in all these.
It's
little-
$1.99.
I don't
What
wanna
is
give
wrong
them my
with you? Oh my.
$1.99.
And there's the point right there. There's the point
I
right
don't
there.
want to give it to
That-
them.
I
It's
think if
mine.
you look in the
Mine.
dictionary for the definition of insanity, that is the example they use right
We have
there.
a picture of Sheila.
Yeah, that
with
very
her.
example with Candy Crush in her hand, skipping the ads.
And I make them crazy. I'm a chatty Cathy. So
You're
you know,
a
no,
girl.
and,
Girls have
and he goes,
words.
Mom, just say it. I go into the long story. Mom, what do you want? Or just say it.
Skip to the end because
Yeah, skip to the
hurting
end.
my brain. I do that. She does that too.
I know.
I'm like, what?
That's why
what?
Aaron and I can talk. We sit there. I say, Aaron, I'll listen to the long story, and you listen to my long story. Well, the reason I do this is because he goes, Mom, I don't need to know
I
why
don't
you
care.
do that.
Sean does that to me too because I have stories.
It's a
I like to
male-female
tell my
thing.
stories.
Right.
And he will say, "Okay, just get to the point." And I'm like, and then you can go back and tell it. I'm like, but then you won't get the build up.
That's right. That's right.
And he'd probably be fine without the
Well-
build up. There's stories with a point where you need to know. Like, I'm a storyteller too. For a living. That's what I do. I write books. I speak. I do podcasts. A story has beats to it. And when it's filled with fluff that doesn't have any
I
significance
don't think
or
they're
bearing.
filled with fluff.
Aaron, I just want to say I could listen to your stories from start to finish all day
That's-
long.
That's
Right.
great.
Thanks, Bex.
I
You're
agree.
welcome.
I
Thanks,
agree.
Sheila.
Yeah.
The mutual admiration
We
society
do.
here.
You just don't get it.
That's it.
There's
clearly.
a rationale for
Don't understand.
why I'm doing something or why I did something, and I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
And then you're going to say, all right, Mom, give me a look.
The eyes, they burn sometimes.
Well, he's got a good look, too.
Yeah, I'm now officially immune to the look. It makes her
like when-
crazy.
when Erin gives her
makes her
look?
crazy. I was married a long time.
Yeah.
And the look scared me a little bit. And then I was free for years from that. And then when I met her the first time I got the look from her, what happened?
He laughed.
I just started laughing out loud, like hilarious, like I'm busting a gut. And she tries, and it just
Doesn't work.
I'm immune. I'm inoculated.
It doesn't
I have
work.
like
Yeah,
whatever
I
the
can-
antibodies are.
But you know what does work?
What?
Tears.
Oh yeah, tears work.
Oh.
Oh, if there's
if it gets
tears,
to that point,
yeah, then I
Do you know how to
And
turn
your
it
mush?
on?
Oh, she
anytime?
wouldn't fake
No.
it.
No.
No, I know if it's real, and then I'm like, okay, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Can't help it. My mother raised an idiot. Oh,
Well-
see, we're back to you now.
did Joel ever give you like an outrageous excuse for doing something bad?
No, I just sort of do whatever you want to do.
I was a good kid.
He was
I
a
didn't
good
get in
kid. It
trouble.
wasn't, you never got in trouble.
Well, that's not
on your
true.
own when you were of legal age. And
No,
all-
before then, but you didn't know about it.
But I didn't know about it, so how would I?
I got picked up by the police one time.
For what?
See, oh, that's what you don't know.
No, I
There
don't.
you go.
That's what you did. Here we go. We found the story.
Yeah.
So you remember my friends Peter and Lenny?
Yes.
So Lenny was more of a, not the best influence. So we're playing the string trick. One of us is holding the string on one side, the other one's holding the other. This was Lenny's idea. Lenny, if you hear this was your idea, just so we're clear.
Naughty Lenny.
And the car hits the brakes because they see this thing as they get close. They don't know what it is. And we go running off into the park, and I feel a hand on my shoulder. I'm hoofing it. He's like, what are you, I didn't do anything. Anyway, they grabbed all three of us, and they called the police. And the police came and put me and Lenny and Peter in the back seat of the police car. And Lenny,
How old were you?
I want to say I was 12.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe 12,
And they
maybe
didn't-
11, maybe 11. And the police officer's asking what's going on. This is where I learned that I'm the talker. I had the gift of gab. Lenny cracks. He's crying. Peter's crying. And I'm like, I'm sorry, we won't do it again. Blah, blah. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna tell your parents. And he brought us each. Brought us
Well,
each
that's
home.
why I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, brought us each home, and that was my brush with the law, with Johnny Law.
Wow.
Well, I law.
Now, had the police officer brought him home, what would have happened? The shovel?
No, the shovel was a one-time thing when I lost control. No. I
It
would have.
just sat in the bedroom,
Right.
there.
I kept
It's a
it by
threat.
my side forever. Should have brought it to Puerto Rico.
Shovel. That's why they call her Sheila the Shovel.
Sheila's a shovel. No, I would have. First of all, I would have been scared to death.
Yeah.
If the police came to the door, and my first concern would be to make sure he was okay, because it never would have entered my mind that he hurt somebody or fought with somebody or did
'Cause
something
he's your
like
perfect little
that.
angel.
And then I would have thought that he learned his lesson, and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did.
there was nothing further I had to do.
Yeah.
I was very, very strict, but it was just all right. No more.
My parents are very similar in that, and that if we did something, we were raised to just be honest. And I remember when I got my license at 16, maybe a month later, I got a speeding ticket. And I immediately went home and I was like bawling my eyes out because I'm like, I had a brush with the law and I was such a good kid. I handed my dad my license and I'm like, I don't deserve this, and it was cool because so my dad, he knew the sheriff and the district attorney, and they brought me into this office, and here those three are. sheriff. Everybody knew my family, the Utex, because my grandfather was deputy sheriff back in the day. And so they sit me down and they're all looking at me and they're all very serious. And I am just freaking out on the inside. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I was in my parents' minivan. And I'm like, well, here's the thing, officer. Like, I was driving up a hill, and you really got to punch it to get up that hill.
That's good.
You know? Otherwise, you know, I was nervous. I'm new to this whole driving thing. And the district attorney, they were all humoring me. You know, they knew what kind of kid I was. And he was like, you know, honey, I have a minivan too. I understand, but we can't be doing that, you know? And needless to say, they were all just fucking around with me.
Right.
And they ended up, you know, letting me off the hook. And it was the experience more than anything, just being there. And I'm like, I will never do this again, you know, for a few years.
Sure.
And then I did it again. But
Learning experience.
yeah, so.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm curious. Did you ever have like a really strict punishment for doing anything wrong?
Not that I remember.
God, you're
We
so
would have, you
I
know,
was bad.
mild corporal punishment,
Yeah,
little spankings,
yeah, a little
and
spanking.
sometimes. I mean, I do remember I had a
No,
bunk
she signed
bed.
the contract.
I had a bunk bed, and I remember one time her chasing me into the bedroom and me, you know, huddling cowering in the corner as
Oh my
she's
God.
slapping at me. Just picture a hand flailing, trying to
Trying
you
to
know,
reach him.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
But you never hit in the face. Never.
No.
My mother would say that from the time my children were little. You never hit in the face. And of course, when they're little and they're wearing this padded diaper with probably poop and pee in it and everything like
Yeah.
that,
Obviously.
you know, they don't even feel anything.
And you don't want to slap that too hard
No,
because
but
that
it was
could.
always, it was never on the arms, or he was trying to get to the
Yeah.
rear end.
What is the weirdest obsession or hobby that Joel had growing up that you still don't understand to this
Well,
day?
now I understand everything that he had, because I used to scream, "Why are you playing games? That's all you do is play games."
No,
Or
when I bought a computer,
the computer.
when I
which
bought the
lets you
computer,
games.
you asked me, "What are you going to do with a computer?"
Yes.
You didn't understand why I wanted a computer, and I saved my money and I bought the computer. And what's funny is, you know, as much success as I've had as a digital marketer, you have way more views on your YouTube channel. I think maybe I have 3 to 4 million of my YouTube channel views. She's got like 38 million.
Something like that.
And so that there's the irony.
But to be exact, I said to you, "Why do you want a computer? Just to play games?" You know, and I couldn't understand I am resistant to a lot of new things, and I couldn't understand what a computer was going to do for me.
Says the woman who's been on YouTube since 2007.
Right. Not well. There's just one word to answer that. Amazon. That's what the computer can do for you.
And it came full circle. You guys want to hear a funny story?
Of course.
Yes.
So, circa 2007, I'm speaking on big stages in front of like 1,000 people, and I'm teaching them how to make money with Google's advertising program. And I wrote a book about it, and so I'm up there, and I use people as case studies. And at a couple of these events, Mom came, but they didn't know she was my mother. And I always would tell people during the talk, this is so easy. What I'm showing you how to do with Google AdSense is so easy that even my mother could do it. I would just plant that there. And at some point I say, you know, in fact, I've got one of my students right here. And I pulled her up out of the audience. What's your name? And she would say, I say, what's your website? And are you making money with AdSense? And she was making a little bit. And then I would say, you know, after they see how cute she is, I'd say, you guys remember how I told you that AdSense is so easy, making money is so easy that even my mother could do it? And they're like, yeah. And then I point to her, and it takes them a moment. And then the audience gets it, and they start cheering and clapping, and we hug. And it was just a sweet, sweet moment. Of course, she was so proud, and I was proud of her. And
Well,
we
Sonny and I
bonded.
were there at the same time, and we're sitting in the audience. And after he's done, we see people running everywhere, and she's saying, one woman was saying to her husband, "There's only a limited amount. We have to buy it now." And Sonny and I are sitting there. We're just floored at these people running back and forth to buy his package. You know, it was like, oh my goodness
I have a
gracious.
really good package.
Yeah, I guess so. Even though you didn't, well, I don't want to. Let's not even go there with your package.
People wanted to buy what I was selling.
Yes, they
I'm
did.
okay with it.
Somewhere I have a photo of us at the event, and I'll try to find it.
I was at
so
a
if you
couple of
guys-
them. I was at the one in
That'd
Chicago.
be fun to post.
Yep.
And then Sonny and I, was it in Texas or Colorado? No, it must have been
I don't know.
Texas
It was-
or somewhere.
In some place we
You
did
were
something,
someplace.
and you were there.
I was
and
there.
I was really happy
Yes,
that you guys were
are
there.
there.
So I have a question while Joel's looking for that picture. Were you surprised when he told you that he was moving to Palmas?
No, nothing Joel decides to do because, as I said, his mentality is very much like mine. I read, somebody sent me information about an exploratory tour to Mauritania, which is in Africa. It's like one of the oldest civilization. And I'm really thinking about it. It's 3 weeks and everything. Then I go online and I read, is it safe to go there? They said no, avoid it with your entire being because it's rife with crime and terrorism and kidnappings. Wow. So that takes care of that trip. So he gets a little bug and he says, well, maybe I should move to Denver or maybe I should move. I say, go for it. You can always change your mind. You could always move somewhere else.
Well,
try.
I left right after college. Right, I graduated
you
from
did.
college, and a week later, I was in my 1976 yellow AMC Pacer, the
Which I
bubble,
gave him.
which you gave me,
Little yellow.
with a U-Haul to the back, and a couple $1,000s to my name, maybe, and some credit cards, and I moved to Dallas, and that was it. I never came back home. So I lived in Texas. I got married in Texas, had kids in Texas, moved to Oklahoma, then moved to Colorado. So
Why
after-
Dallas?
because I had a couple friends
Okay.
who were fraternity brothers who moved there and said, Joel, I mean, first of all, being in Illinois, horrible winters,
Yeah.
horrible politics, everything about it. Just, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And then they said, come to Texas. The sun is shining. It's warm all the time. There's beautiful women and all the weed you can smoke. So it was like, at that point, I
It was
was.
a win-win for him.
Yeah.
Yes, and he didn't tell us the whole story.
So, yeah. that
Just,
was it.
I'm going to go there. Maybe I'm going to DJ.
And I did.
Yes, don't worry about me. I'll, find something to do. And it's like, fine, go spread your wings. Why not?
I love that.
You know?
What did you think of this little brunette here?
Well, I
when
call her my daughter-in-law.
Aw.
I'm not going to...
They're very sweet together.
Yeah.
They get along so well.
Why wouldn't
Well,
anybody get along with Aaron?
I know. Yeah.
We went shopping together in Cairo. And under her influence, bought and
goodness.
returned something.
I'm going through my phone and I'm showing
you find it?
them a picture.
Can-
No,
can-
this is just a photo of
can
me
we-
and
Oh
my
Mom
God.
when I
Oh,
must
oh
have
my
been
gosh.
around,
Can we post that?
five?
Yeah, we need that picture.
We're
Sure.
gonna need that
I was
one.
probably 5 years old, and I mean, you've always been so pretty, and
Yeah,
you were like,
Yes.
you were a
gorgeous.
baby there.
I
like you
was.
would have been like what, 27, 20?
Well, you were born when I was 23,
okay,
so...
yeah, so you would have been maybe 28
Yeah.
here.
Oh, my God, no lines.
I love that picture of you. You're so cute.
But
So cute.
So cute.
and that's why my ex-husband and I had such different personalities. I'm always, what if we take the kids to Jamaica? 7 months and 2.5.
yeah.
I'll plan it as cheap as I can. We'll fly the red eyes, walk up and down the aisles with them. I always assumed that they were going to adjust to whatever I did or wherever I dragged them, and they did.
Wow.
Why not?
Yeah.
Those were my expectations, and to this day, I always expect everything to come out the way I want it to, and I take it as a very personal affront when it doesn't. The rare occasion, it's like,
I found another picture. I found the
From
one
a
of
conference.
you
us.
and me at a conference that I'd
Oh, yeah.
spoken at in 2013. That was the one in Chicago.
Okay.
Aw.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna need that one too. Yeah.
you got it.
Thank you. Oh yeah. Look
There
at
it
that.
is. Whoop,
Look
there
at
it
you
is.
two.
Yes, we're so cute together.
So cute.
We are so cute. He's so cute.
She's gonna live to be 100. Like
Oh,
she's
easy.
got so much energy and is healthy. She goes and walks. She here in Palmas, she went out yesterday and did 10,000 steps.
Well, today I did 3.5 miles and almost 8,000.
Yeah. She moves a little slower, but
I go
she
a lot
gets there.
slower because there's no need to hurry.
There's no
Yeah.
hurry.
Yeah.
Look at birdies.
Yeah.
Look at the turtles. Look at other people walking fast.
I like turtles.
I love that.
I don't like turtles. Ugh. Never they had turtles as a pet. Dirty, slimy.
Oh, they're stinky.
oh, they're
Very
awful.
stinky. My sister had pet turtles.
The only pet they had was gerbils, right?
Yep, we had gerbils. True story.
My grandmother would call them the rats.
The rats.
Ew.
Why
Do
do
you still have
why
the? Why do you have the rats?
Why do you have the rats in the house? What are you having the rats for? Why you let the boys have the rats? They're gerbils. Yeah.
Mousekin?
So the first two were Cindy and Herb, and then
Did we pronounce the H? Herb?
Yes,
yeah,
because it was
yeah.
a name.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a name like
Wasn't
Herbert,
an herb.
Okay.
not Herb,
Herb.
not like peaches and herb. And then they died as gerbils are wont to do, and
Yes.
then Mouseskins was
Yeah.
the next one,
Mouseskins.
forever in my heart. Yeah, don't look at me like that. You're a pet person.
Did Joel have any imaginary friends?
His best friend was Foopy Doo,
Oh,
but he
Foopy Doo is
wasn't
not imaginary.
I was just going to add that he wasn't imaginary, but that was your best friend.
First of all, Foopy Doo is a she, not a he. Let's get that right. And Foopy Doo lives in Palmas upstairs.
Yep.
That's right.
Would you like to meet Foopy Doo?
Yeah.
Okay, while he's getting
So-
Foopy Doo, I would have to patch Foopy Doo all the time with
Foopy
rumpins
Doo
from
needs
other.
some of your handiwork right now.
Yes, yeah, for some
Um,
of the other stuffed
Foopy
animals.
Doo had a hard time traveling here and may have lost a limb. I don't remember
Lost
what
a
happened.
limb,
Something happened.
and you didn't replace it. Oh,
Do you have it?
Aaron.
Is this an original? Like you've had this since you were a kid?
Yes, Foopy used to come.
My goodness.
Foopy
Didn't
used to
something
come
happen?
on-
Didn't something come off of Foopy?
Everything came off of Foopy. So I got the name. So first of all, this is a really interesting piece right here.
Yes, it is.
And I want you to look at it and tell me if you see something when you look at it that reminds you of anything else as a puppet.
Hello, Foopy Doo.
Like I'm holding the mic to Foopy Doo as the voices. It's coming.
Do I remind you of anything?
I don't know.
Does it look Muppetish?
It does. Is this a kangaroo?
It's a
Yes, a
kangaroo. So there was
kangaroo.
a regional. Oh, look at Rufus is like, what is that? Is that a toy for me?
Yeah, no,
So
Rufus.
there was a
stay away from
regional
Foopy.
bank in the Chicagoland area called the Continental Bank,
Mm-hmm.
and their mascot was a kangaroo, and their motto was, "It's the big bank with the little bank inside." And anyway, they came up with this promotional thing, and this is actually a Jim Henson creation.
I was gonna say. Do you know what it a little
Go
bit
ahead.
from like Labyrinth? You know,
Yeah.
some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was so we opened up an account for me, and I
Mm-hmm.
got this puppet. It was a
got
limited
Foopy Doo.
edition. This is probably the most unknown, rare Jim Henson creation, apart from something that they actually use on Sesame Street. This is from the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and you could see all of the stitching and all the replacements. She's had like a lot of plastic
A lot of
surgery.
surgery.
Oh,
Like
wow.
fake mouth, the nose is replaced, the ears are chewed up, all the stitches. Mom did all of this on it. And Foopy's been more places than a lot of adults. Foopy Doo went to Europe. Foopy Doo went skiing. Foopy Doo went on cruise. Like
Yeah.
Foopy is
She
very,
would come with.
How
very
long?
sad.
How
Very
long have you
precious.
had Foopy for?
Since I was probably, I want to say 8 years old. So
And it's a she?
52 years almost. It's a she. Yeah, I mean, look, she's got a pouch.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Had a baby.
Oh, that's
This
is
is-
true. I never thought about
this
that.
is before this is before people were confused. You know, this is obviously
I thought something happened to Foopy when I brought her here.
lots of things happen to Foopy. But here's the really funny thing: is I've used eBay for years, and I put a search in to notify me if a Continental Bank stuffed kangaroo ever came up. And about, I don't know, 8 years or so ago, it did. And somebody was auctioning it off. They didn't know what they had. And I said, I'll give you $20 or whatever for it. And they just sold it to me as a buy it now. I've not seen one before or one since. And I call it Foopy 2.
So you have a second
I have
one.
it. It's in the bag. It's in my collectibles in storage somewhere.
Wow.
And I called it Foopy 2. But this is the
Foopy 2.
original Foopy. There's no tags on it, but it has the Jim Henson tags on it. And like even when I go online to collectible sites and there's a list of everything Jim Henson ever created, it's not listed,
Wow.
which I find
That's how special she
yeah,
is.
it's
So
remarkable.
special.
Very,
and you came up
very.
with the name.
You know what? It's something my dad used to say. He would
Foopy.
sometimes say silly things. I don't remember what he called somebody Foopy Doo, and that's what I named the puppet.
Foopy Doo and Foopy 2.
And when she doesn't want to, Foopy don't. Yeah, so she sits on my shelf.
Yes, she's an
And I
integral
love
part
her.
of.
She's
She's an
Okay.
integral part of our
There's
lives.
so much I don't know about you, Joel.
yeah.
Yeah.
So much.
She's more interesting though. Talk
She
to her.
is.
Oh, I am not.
Oh, you've been.
I am not.
You've been
Quite
this.
interesting.
She has been like she used to when you would go to hers and Sonny's house. They had a world map on the wall, and they would put pins in the places they've been. And honestly, they were everywhere.
We were.
I mean, there's
We
very
were.
few countries that she's not been to.
Yeah, how many countries?
Probably close to 165. Some have changed their names. Yugoslavia became, 5 different countries or something now? And so.
Do you
instead of-
have any upcoming trips?
I always have upcoming trips.
Oh.
Always.
I love that so much.
Yeah, she's on the go.
Very
Well, as
cool.
I said, I love one of my favorite quotes from Shawshank: "Get busy living or get busy dying."
Yeah.
And it's so true. No matter what age you are, you never know when the final curtain, and as we face the final curtain, so you have to go and do it. That's all there is to it. Don't wait until people say, "Oh, I'm going to wait until we retire. Oh, I'm going to wait until we can afford it. Oh, I'm going to wait till the kids are older." There's no given that that's going to work. And there's always a way to do it if it's important enough to you. You can scrimp and save.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's part of what she does with her channel. She wants to show people that you can go do. People make choices, right? It is always excuses, but it is very possible for anybody to travel on a budget and see the world. I think it's usually the excuses usually are born out of fear.
Well, that too. Americans are notorious for not stepping foot out of their country.
Or even out of their state.
Yeah, or out of their state. That is correct. But and I can understand it. Many times I arrive someplace new and you get off the plane, you're at the airport, and perhaps your driver isn't there, and there are no cabs, and it's like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get there?
Yeah.
And you have to, or an airplane strike, and I'm sitting on the floor there in Oslo trying to find a hotel somewhere and trying to find some sort of plane the next day to get me where I'm going, which was Bergen for a cruise. Yeah, there are always scary moments.
Well, now you're doing it alone.
Now I'm doing it alone. Yes, my husband died not even a year ago. And I'm not going to sit home and wait for somebody to join me or anything. If
Which
I
I think is
can,
super
if somebody would
impressive.
come, Erin would be my perfect.
No, I told her I'd go with her in May, but I
Yeah,
can't.
But you can't.
We've been on a 1 week river cruise in France,
Mm-hmm.
and then you joined us with the Palmas group on our cruise here in the Caribbean. Yeah, so, and there will be more.
I hope so.
So there was a question that we asked yesterday with Sean and Kathy, and I really liked it, and so I'm going to ask it of you guys too. Describe each other using only 3 words.
You go first. Those are my 3 words. You go first.
Oh, man.
Or we can take turns if you want.
Do one word at a time.
One word at a time. Funny, likable, a good son.
That's
More than 3. Good son,
we'll just go with good.
good.
That's good.
No.
I appreciate that. Energetic, beautiful, and the last word, it's got to be, the word that comes to mind is effervescent.
Oh,
Aw.
great word.
I love
Like
that word.
full of life.
yeah.
Not like Alka-Seltzer where you put it in and it makes little bubbles.
Well, that's fizzy. What's wrong with that?
Well, I could say fizzy
can
for your
fizz.
hair.
Frizzy, not fizzy. Frizzy, fizzy. Helpful. He always has time to help me, to listen to me, to cry with me. Lately, there's a lot of words I can use to describe Joel.
Aw, that's my mom.
And I love him.
Even if I get impatient with her.
Even, I don't get upset. I think it's funny. And I know I'm doing it. See, like you say, it doesn't make any difference when Erin does something, you look at her and laugh.
Yeah.
When you go, Mom, get to the point of the story or something.
I'm buying the unlock of your ads on Candy Crush. We're doing it.
Don't.
We're doing
Happening.
it.
Don't you touch my
We're
Candy
gonna
Crush. I'll have
do
to
it.
find a new game. Leave my games alone. This
Wrap.
has been so much fun.
Yay.
Can't I talk for another couple hours? Let me tell you about the time
We can have you back on.
that
Oh,
I
yeah.
got lost in Siberia.
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, that's
yeah, I would love to hear that.
That's a great story.
Well, you're gonna have to come back. Well, you're
Yeah.
gonna come back.
I'm
So
Yeah.
and
It'll
next
be a
time you-
year.
Yeah, and then we'll
Probably
get you on
again.
for part 2.
Same time next year.
same time
Aw.
next year,
It's
right?
February is Parents
Parents
Weekend.
Month.
Parents
Apparently,
Month.
it's going to be become a thing here in Palmas,
And we're making that happen.
where
Yep.
we're going to orchestrate so all of the parents, kind of like we would do at college, like
Parents'
Dad's Day
Weekend?
or Mom's Day, Parents Weekend. So,
All right.
Thanks
Well,
for being on the
thank
show.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for
for
being
having
here.
me.
thank you for having me back too in Foopy Doo.
Yep.
Thanks, Foopy.
Foopy
Bye,
was
Foopy.
happy to.
Same
Make
time
an
next year,
appearance.
Foopy.